Kind of to Pastor's comments, he is also reaching a vintage persuasion. As you know, he is getting up there. And so his birthday is in just a couple days. It's right around the corner. He can probably feel it coming. But we want to do a few things to help Pastor celebrate his birthday. And so the first thing is we're going to hear a few words from, well, Pastor Johnson. Give him a round of applause, everybody.
Well, it's good to be back here with our NorthStone family. My wife and I, Britton, we just got back from seeing our son, Mark. And I have to say that Pensacola, by the way, Pensacola, there's no place like home. Sometimes when I am speaking to my church congregation, I try to remember my audience, and what I do is I try to stick to the text. And I shrug my shoulders and I look like this because it's right here. And I pray that we do not have a Diotrephes mentality. And I will often put my hand out here. I like to knife hand my congregation, making some of our many military service members here a little nervous. But then other times, it's all about timing. And so I'll put my 3 fingers up like this, because you may not know this, but your pastor is a Jedi. This is not the church you're looking for. But sometimes I'll use other fancy words like hubris or sanctimonious. And whenever I'm speaking, I try to remember that it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. As we're going through our church calendar, I tried to remember that because I'm turning 46. Oh, well, that's news too. Well, that's why I have Britton. She needs to remind me how old I am. I guess I have of a vintage persuasion. It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. But I have decided that I'm going to do 4,600 pull-ups every day. And I've already done 4,300, so I'm getting close. I'm getting close. But it's a wonderful thing. I hope you all take your Sabbath on Saturday, of course, which is the last day of the week for you to be able to go and enjoy nature. So go and I talk like this sometimes, but go enjoy nature. One thing I like to do is I like to run at the University of West Florida. Is that where you run, right? Yeah, the Park Trail run, and just enjoying God's creation. And by the way, sometimes whenever I am talking about something or making a point, sometimes I'll vaguely talk about someone in our church, and then you pray that it's not you. But I give enough general descriptions, but you won't be able to point them out. I try to keep it vague, such as a brother I was just thinking about who happens to drive a orange Buick, and first name rhymes with William and ends in owl, but I won't say any names. By the way, some of you may know my foster father. I don't know if you've heard. How many of you have heard of Mark Monty? Mark Monty, anybody? But it's a wonderful thing. And I really do hope that for the Sabbath you go out, go into nature, because sometimes I like to just take a walk, take off my shoes, help snails across the road, just enjoy nature, just enjoy the beautiful creation of God. And as many of you know, my testimony when I was saved at this, one of my favorite words, the punctiliar moment of salvation in 1998. It was in the winter of Minnesota. And you say, Pastor, how do you remember that it was wintertime? Well, in Minnesota, it's 10 months of winter, so that's how I know. So I was saved in that punctiliar moment where the gracious gavel of God came down. Because if you do not have your faith and trust in Jesus Christ, then everything else is nonsense. Just like our world today, the drag show Christmas, it's all nonsense. So with that, I would like to say I have 3 points left. With all that being said, I hope the children in nursery are not pulling out Tony Ebert's hair at this time, but I only have 3 points, and I'll be quick, but the bad news is I have 17 sub-points. But we'll just save this for the leftovers, okay? Doc Ainsworth, do you have more?
Oh, that's a difficult one to follow, but you did forget one. How many of you have your bulletins? Would you take out your bulletin? If you have a bulletin, if you're in the habit of underlining things, would you please underline under the birthdays, the 16th of September, Pastor James Johnson. That should be underlined and highlighted in your bulletin. Well, it is Pastor Johnson's birthday coming up. This Tuesday is his birthday, and we all have birthdays, and this is his 10th birthday here at NorthStone Baptist Church. He's not 10 years old. This is his 10th birthday here at NorthStone Baptist Church. I am reminded of a verse from 1 Thessalonians 5 and verses 12 and 13. It reminds us that how we are to treat our pastor, how we are to treat our under shepherd. And we beseech you, brethren, to know them which labor among you, that's Pastor Johnson, and that are over you in the Lord, and admonish you, and you are to esteem them very highly in love for their work's sake, and be at peace among yourselves.